If you're planning to move to St. Johns County and you've got your eye on those big master planned communities, there's a good chance you've heard people talk about Shearwater and Rivertown, and maybe you're stuck trying to figure out which one really fits your lifestyle. They've both got amenities, new construction homes, great schools nearby, but what's the real difference when it comes to your day-to-day life and your monthly budget? That's what we're going to unpack in this video. If you're new to my channel, I'm Joshrogers with the F3 home team at Real Broker. I live here in St. Johns County, I work here, and I've helped hundreds of families move here from all over the country. Our team is built around one goal, helping people like you feel confident and clear about where you want to live, what you want your life to look like, and how to find the right fit without all the guesswork. We're not just looking at price tags and floor plans, we're looking at lifestyle, location, long-term value, and the things that will actually matter to you once the moving boxes are unpacked. So if you're seriously considering St. Johns County, feel free to text me with your questions. I'd love to hear what's important to you, and my team can match you with homes that fit what you're looking for. Let's start with how each community feels. Shearwater has a modern, polished, peaceful kind of vibe. It's built around nature, with lots of walking trails, preserved views, and even a lazy river. You'll see a lot of young families and professionals who want new homes in a community that feels a little tucked away. The architecture leans modern coastal, so clean lines, open layouts, and neutral tones. And it's the kind of place where neighbors wave, kids ride bikes to the pool, and everyone seems to be on a first-name basis. Rivertown, on the other hand, has this riverfront charm that's really hard to find. The St. Johns River runs right through the edge of the neighborhood, and the whole place feels a little more relaxed, a little more old Florida in the best way. It's got that timeless feel, mature trees, lots of greenery, and views that are just stunning. You're still getting the master-planned community benefits, but there's a more laid-back vibe here. Both communities are family-friendly, but Shearwater leans a bit more toward active lifestyle, fitness-forward folks, and Rivertown leans a little more toward connection and outdoor living. And now let's talk amenities, because this is where both of these shine. So the vibe is one thing, but what about the stuff you get access to once you live there? Shearwater is known for having some of the best resort-style amenities in St. Johns County. You've got a huge lagoon-style pool, lap lanes, a long lazy river, splash pad, and one of the best fitness centers in the area. There's also a clubhouse, tennis courts, and a ton of neighborhood events. It's designed for people who like staying active and being around other families who do too. Rivertown has its own version of that, but with a twist. The River Club is the showstopper. It's a waterfront amenity center with a gorgeous pool, fire pits, a kayak launch, walking trails along the river, and even a little restaurant and bar. You also have the River House, which is more of the central hub for events, sports courts, fitness, and a second pool with a slide and splash area for kids. So the choice really depends on what kind of lifestyle you want. If you want an amenity-rich community with a sleek, active vibe, Shearwater might speak to you. But if you want those same amenities plus a direct connection to the river and more relaxed outdoor spaces, Rivertown is probably your jam. Now let's get into what most people are really wondering. How do these two compare when it comes to home prices and monthly costs? All right, let's break down the money side. As of now, home prices in Shearwater start around the mid-400s and go up into the 900s depending on size, lot, and builder. There are resale and new construction options available, and most homes are between 1,800 and 3,800 square feet. CDD fees in Shearwater typically range from about $2,000 to $2,400 per year, depending on the lot and section. HOA is usually around $200 to $250 quarterly. Now, Rivertown homes also start in the mid-400s and can go well over $1 million, especially if you're looking at riverfront homes or custom builds. Square footage is pretty similar, but Rivertown tends to have slightly larger lots in some sections. CDD fees are a bit higher here. Some homes range from $2,200 up to $2,800 per year. The HOA is comparable, typically around $50 to $70 per month, so Rivertown can be a little more expensive overall, especially if you're drawn to the riverfront lots. But you're also paying for that river access, the two amenity centers, and a larger footprint overall. Now, if you're listening to all of this and thinking, I need to talk to someone who's actually been inside these neighborhoods, I've got something for you. I've got a Facebook group. It's called Moving to St. Johns County. It's full of people just like you who are asking questions, sharing insights, and connecting as they figure out where they want to land. Whether you're a few months out or ready to make a move, that group is a great place to start. I'll drop the link in the description box so you can join. Let's now talk about what your week-to-week life would look like in each place. Both Shearwater and Rivertown are zoned for A-rated St. Johns County schools, which is one of the main reasons families move here. But Shearwater is a little closer to the County Road 210 corridor, which gives you quicker access to shopping, restaurants, and I-95 for commuting. If you're working in Jacksonville or need to get to the airport regularly, that proximity matters. Rivertown is a little deeper in, closer to State Road 13, and while it's a beautiful drive along the river, it can take a little longer to get to places like St. Augustine or downtown Jacksonville depending on traffic. That said, Rivertown is adding more commercial and retail space over time. And you've already got a Publix and some local spots nearby, so it's not like you're isolated. So if convenience and time in the car are top priorities, Shearwater has the edge. But if you value scenery and quiet and don't mind a few extra minutes in the car, Rivertown might be worth it. And now let's talk about one last piece that people forget to ask about, but it ends up shaping your daily experience in a big way. This is about how the community grows and changes, because what it feels like now won't necessarily be what it feels like in 5 years. Shearwater is more established in terms of construction. A lot of the homes are built, the amenities are fully functional, and while there's still some building going on, it's in its later phases. So if you want something that's move-in ready and settled, Shearwater might appeal to you more. The community is tight-knit with events, food trucks, markets, and a lot of neighborhood traditions already baked in. Rivertown is still growing massively. There are entire sections still being developed, and while that means more construction noise and traffic in the short term, it also means long-term upside. New parks, retail, amenities, and even road expansions are planned. If you're someone who likes being part of something still growing and evolving, Rivertown might feel more exciting to you. There's a lot of opportunity for equity growth as new infrastructure comes in and the area builds out, but it also takes a little more patience and vision. So if you're seriously considering making the move and you're weighing Shearwater or Rivertown, shoot me a text. Tell me a little bit about what kind of lifestyle you want, and I'll help you figure out which community fits you best, not just on paper, but in real life. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.